Hi there, my name is Richard McMunn from the interview training website passmyinterview.com, and in this tutorial I will teach you how to pass a Zoom interview. So if you have a Zoom interview coming up for any role whatsoever, make sure you stay tuned because I will help you to pass it. And to achieve that goal, this is what I will cover. So I will give you 11 essential Zoom interview tips that are applicable for all job interviews. I will tell you what the interviewer is assessing during your Zoom interview, and this will enable you to be the standout candidate. I will then give you some example answers to common Zoom interview questions to help you succeed, and I will then tell you how you can access further resources, including these slides, to help you pass your interview. And just quickly, make sure you tell me the name of your Zoom interview in the comments section below the video, and I will then give you some specific interview questions to prepare for. Let's get straight to it. So, Zoom interview tip number 1. Start taking notes. Here we go. At least one day before your Zoom interview is due to take place, make sure you download the Zoom software and install it on your computer, your phone, or your laptop. Because what tends to happen is people will download the Zoom software 10 or 15 minutes before their interview is due to take place, and then they realize they have to set up an account and they are not familiar with the platform. So it is essential that you familiarize yourself with the Zoom software and how to operate it at least a day before the interview is due to take place. Don't make the mistake of downloading Zoom 10 minutes before your interview, because you will panic and you will not know how to operate the software. It's really important. Now, the links to download the Zoom software are in the description below this video for you. Zoom interview tip number 2. Now, it's important that once you've downloaded the software, you check your audio settings to make sure they are assigned to either your headphones and mic or your built-in microphone. Again, that's very important because a lot of people assume that Zoom will automatically pick up your default setting for either a headphone and a mic or an inbuilt microphone. It won't. You need to go in there and make sure it's assigned to the relevant one, because if you don't do that, the interviewer won't be able to hear you. And to make it easy for you, if you need to purchase a headset with a microphone for your Zoom interview, then I've placed a link in the description below the video for you where you can go to Amazon and purchase one. Zoom interview tip number 3. Here we go. Consider carefully the room that you will hold the Zoom interview in. What's the background like? What can the interviewer see? We need to have a professional looking background or just simply a blank background. Are you comfortable with what the interviewer is going to see in the background? And also make sure there is plenty of light in the room and the background is professional looking. Zoom interview tip number 4. Now, if you are going to have the Zoom interview on your phone, your iPhone or your smartphone, do not hold it in your hand. Okay, that's really important because if you do, it will shake and vibrate and move around, and it's not very professional. So instead, invest in a cheap tripod that will ensure the phone is steady. And again, you can purchase one of these in the description below the video. Zoom interview tip number 5. Make sure you tell everyone in your household that you are being interviewed for the next 30 to 60 minutes. Now, I doubt very much the interview will last for 60 minutes, but just give them a time frame. Say it might be up to 60 minutes. I will tell you when I have finished. It's important that they are quiet. So there should be no distractions during your interview. So make sure people are informed, and you should also turn off any electrical devices such as your phone that may go off during the interview. And also make sure that your laptop, your computer or your phone is fully charged before the Zoom interview is going to take place, or you can simply plug it in to the electrical supply. Zoom interview tip number 6, check your internet connection in the room the Zoom interview is going to take place in is strong and that you won't lose it. We need to have a strong internet and Wi-Fi connection. You should also turn off notifications on your laptop or your computer before the interview commences. We don't want any distractions. Zoom interview tip number 7. Now, even though this is not an in-person interview where you go and meet the person face to face, you should still dress in a professional manner. Because how you dress for your Zoom interview says a lot about your intentions and your standards. So make sure you dress professionally. Zoom interview tip number 8. Now, this is a really good one. Look into the camera while you are speaking. So a lot of people make the mistake of looking at the screen and looking at the interviewer, but they won't see you looking at them because you're not looking into the camera. So if you look at the interviewer on the screen instead of looking at the camera, which by the way on my laptop is located there, then it demonstrates poor interview technique. And that's a good reason to practice using Zoom before your interview. Have a look where your camera is located on your computer or your laptop, and then practice looking at that, giving your answers to the questions. Zoom interview tip number 9. Always remember to smile during your Zoom interview, because this is an online Zoom interview and you have to work harder to demonstrate positivity and good body language. Now, you will notice that you haven't seen me during this presentation, but my vocal tone is very positive. But I have to work harder to put across my presentation because you can't see me. And it's the same with a Zoom interview in respect they can't see you in person, face to face. So you need to come across in a positive manner, and you can achieve that by smiling. It's really important. It will make a big difference. Zoom interview tip number 11. Now make sure you have 3 smart questions ready to ask at the end of your Zoom interview, because they will say to you, that's the end of the Zoom interview. Do you have any questions for us? So here's 3 really good questions, smart questions that you can ask at the end of your Zoom interview. Question number 1, what advice would you give to the successful candidate who wants to do a good job in the role? That's a really good question. Question number 2, what's the culture like within the company or the organization? And question 3, has anything frustrated you about people who have held this or similar positions in the past? So there's 3 really good questions. If there's any of those that you don't like, another good one is, what would you need me to concentrate on within the first 30 days of starting in the role? So there you have it, 4 great questions that you can ask during your Zoom interview. Now, Zoom interview tip number 11. There is a set of interview questions commonly asked by hiring managers during Zoom interviews. Let me give you a couple of these now. I'll give you the questions and the answers to help you fully prepare for your Zoom interview. And the first one is, it's going to be, tell me about yourself. So you will log on to Zoom, the interview will start, you'll be smiling, your background will be great, you'll be wearing a professional outfit, and they will say, welcome to the Zoom interview. So start off and tell me about yourself. This is what I would say. Here we go. Okay, tell me about yourself. Okay, thank you for giving me the opportunity to be interviewed for this position today. Over the last few years, I've been working for an organisation in a role where I have learned numerous transferable skills and qualities that are a match for this job description. Now, I would consider myself to be a consistent high achiever. For example, in my current job, I helped the team I was a part of increase company sales by 25%, and we achieved this by embracing digital advertising technology. I'm a strong communicator, and I have lots of experience speaking with customers, with clients, and also contractors. Now, whilst communicating, I always act as a positive role model for the company. I enjoy working under pressure, and I have lots of hands-on experience of resolving difficult team-based or individual problems. Now, in my next role, I'm looking to work for an organisation that has ambitious plans and that will fully utilise my skills and experience to help it achieve its goals. That's a cracking answer. Now, in a second, I'll tell you where you can download these. Here's the next Zoom interview question that I recommend you prepare for. So why do you want to work here? Or why do you want to work for us? Here's my example answer. I'd like to work for your company for several reasons. The first thing that attracts me is your track record of achievement. Whilst researching your company, it was immediately clear you are ambitious and you always do things to a very high standard. I am ambitious, and I believe I will be very happy here because I will feel like I am consistently moving forward and growing in the role with the team I am a part of. Now, another reason is the fact your company is run by a senior management team who have lots of experience and who provide the right level of support to their employees. I am seeking long-term employment with the same company, and the fact I will be fully supported here makes this even more of an attractive place to work. That's another cracking answer. And don't forget, these are really positive answers, and if we smile along the way and be professional looking, then it really helps us to pass our Zoom interview. The next one is, why should we hire you? Here's my example answer for you. I believe you should hire me because I am a very fast learner and I can adapt quickly to difficult situations. Now, not only will I get up to speed quickly in the role so I can help the team, but I will also take ownership of difficult challenges and do everything to a very high standard. I also think you should hire me because the experience I have is a strong match for the job description, and I will always work hard to help you achieve your commercial and financial goals. So that's 3 Zoom interview questions and model answers to get you started to help you pass your Zoom interview. Now, the next thing to do is click that link right now in the top right hand corner of the video and head over just to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can have a look at my full set of 21 Zoom interview questions and answers. These are the questions that I think will come up during your Zoom interview. You also have the opportunity to download all of the answers, including the ones I've worked through with you today. I hope you enjoyed that presentation. Please don't forget to subscribe. Lots of you are passing your interviews as a result of the content, and I don't want you to miss out. Please also connect with me on LinkedIn. I've put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video, and it's always great to connect with like-minded professionals. And finally, give the video a thumbs up because that motivates me to create more for you. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best for passing your Zoom interview. Have a great day.